Okay, today we are playing a game on Hollywood. We are playing Reinhardt on defense and Winston on attack, and this was a competitive game, but it was a placement game, so who knows what the SR is in this game. Our current team composition: Winston, Tracer, Soldier 76, Widowmaker, Mercy, and Lucio. We got one tank, it's Winston. You know, that's kinda sad, but at the same time, it's a placement game. They tend to be very luck of the draw, honestly, because it doesn't quite calculate everything correctly a lot of the time. So, in the accompanying email, and this is quite a long one today, one thing that will be a theme throughout all the games where I play as Winston is the problem of choosing between taking what is given versus more aggressively looking for better targets. Generally speaking, given the immediate presence of a less favorable target like a tank, and the knowledge that there are more favorable targets like a support somewhere, but not currently known, I will generally focus on tasing the tank and only switch when a more favorable target happens to come into view, or otherwise makes his or her position known. In what circumstances should I abandon killing the less favorable target, looking for a more favorable target, even when I do not know where said better target is? As a corollary, suppose I am currently tasing a Squishy A, i.e. a DPS, will die, assuming no outside interference. Now Squishy B, a superior target, i.e. a support, comes into view, not necessarily supporting A. Should I finish killing Squishy A before going for B, or should I switch to Squishy B without killing A? So, the first one, if you don't know where they are, you can end up wasting a lot of time looking for the person, and you don't want to do that. Generally, the only time I'll go and actively look for someone when I don't know where they are is if it's a Symmetra who I think has gone off to put their teleporter somewhere. Because if you can kill a Symmetra before she puts her teleporter down, that's pretty terrible for the Symmetra. I won't often go off looking for someone if I don't know where they are otherwise, because if you don't find them, well, you just ended up wasting a lot of time. And it's better that you're doing something rather than nothing. If you know roughly where they are, like you know broadly that, like, suppose you're on, like, Route 66 and you know they're somewhere behind, like, the bar on point 2, you know, then maybe, but if you have just, like, flatly no clue where they are, then I don't think it's worth going looking for them. For the second question, it's always better to actually kill the target instead of switching to another target, because assuming the person is gonna die, it's just better to kill them, because then the enemy team is, hopefully, at a numbers disadvantage, which is just really hard to recover from. And there's a saying, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, which is a little obtuse, but if you think about it, it makes sense. Just killing someone and just removing them from the fight is way better than diving on someone you're not certain you're gonna kill yet, even if they are a better target. Just focus the person you know you're gonna kill first, then go over to the other person. Because if you kill the other person, it should now just be really easy to kill the other person as well if they just came into view. And just being at a numbers disadvantage is really terrible. So putting them at a numbers disadvantage is great. So I know I answered those questions, like, in an email I sent to you, but, like, you know, it's a good question. So, let's start the game now that we got that out of the way. So, we're attacking first on Hollywood, and we find out fairly quickly that the enemy team is really bad to play Winston against, because there's a lot of people that Winston's really bad at fighting. So, the enemy team has immediately lost 2 people right at the start, and one of them was Anna. We don't know if they have another support right now. We assume they probably do, and it's probably Mercy, just because that's how it should be. But we know we just killed one of their supports and one of their tanks. We've now seen most of the rest of their team. We've seen 3 of the 4 remaining members. It's Roadhog, Doomfist, and Reaper. So, I'll spoil it for you, the remaining team member we haven't seen yet is a Torbjorn. So, all of these people are pretty bad for Winston to be fighting. Well, Doomfist is kinda good at nothing, so you kinda break even with Doomfist because just by virtue of that, but everyone else is pretty terrible for Winston to fight. But here's the important thing. They've lost their main tank because the other one is Roadhog, and they've lost their only healer. We should just, like, be going in right now, because they were down 2 people. So Doomfist ends up actually, like, killing our Lucio. This is too loud, has occurred to me. He's killed our Lucio, which is obviously terrible, but, like, we just, like, sit on... Now Torbjorn's turret's dead, now we know it... We hadn't seen Torbjorn yet, now that we've seen that, we know what the entire enemy team composition is. So we know their healer is not... Their only healer is not here, we should just be going in. We've been sitting back here, really, like, pensive the entire time, and, like, afraid to go in. They were down 2 people, dog, and they were down their only healer. Their Ana has now changed to Mercy, which is how it should have been from the beginning, but now they have their Mercy, so that's the important thing. But, like, we should have just gone. We had a numbers advantage, and they had no support. It was, like, the time to go. So Orisa has come back as Reinhardt now. Their team is really bad to play Winston against. Like, I see this team comp, and I think to myself, as soon as I die, I'm changing to some other tank, because Winston is gonna have a sad time here. It gets a little bit better later, because Doomfist changes to Soldier. So, instead of just being, like, break even, we just beat Soldier. So, you know. So they've just lost their only support again. Like, look at how incredibly hostile this team is against the Winston, right? You're bad against all... If it actually, like, drew, that'd be great. Like, I fucking was about to do a nice sweeping motion under all those portraits, but no. Fuck me, I suppose. We're bad against all these people, and, like, we break even with this dude, because, like, Doomfist he's good at nothing. Like, he's not very good. And so, like, we're only good against Mercy. What's the odds Mercy is not standing next to any of these people? Pretty low. I would change to either... We actually get a D.Va later, like, Lucio changes to D.Va in a bit. Right now, I'd probably change to D.Va or Reinhardt. I might change to Roadhog, because, like, Roadhog's pretty good against, like, these people. You don't really want to fight a Reaper, but you can kill Reaper as Roadhog. You can't really kill a Reaper as Winston. It's not really realistic in a lot of situations. I would change as soon as I died, basically, is what I'd be thinking right now. Just to some other tank. Not Zarya, probably, because we don't have another tank at this time, but, like, a different tank. So our whole team's dead right now. Honestly, I might, at this point, seeing as we've got to reset anyway, because, like, we shouldn't be going back in because our team's dead right now. Because we got to reset anyway, I might just go back into the spawn and change, because, like, I just realistically don't expect to get anything done in this game as Winston. So this Reaper does, like, a really bad job. Like, he could have killed us right there if he aimed better, but he's bad, so we get away with it. So we have Primal Rage, and that's cool. Oh, no. Starts using Molten Core. Mercy's dead. We could Primal Rage and maybe kill their Mercy, but, like, not much is going to come out of that. So now we have D.Va as well on our team. So now I drop Primal Rage because, like, Primal Rage is not a particularly helpful ultimate. Like, it's definitely not going to help us take this point. I would just change to Zarya or Roadhog at this point. Maybe Reinhardt, seeing as we do have to advance into a Torbjorn turret, but Reinhardt's also going to have a hard time with Doomfist and Reaper, as well as Roadhog. So I would probably change to Zarya or Roadhog right now, because now we have another tank to play with Zarya, and, like, Winston is just, it's gonna be so hard to get anything done against this team. Primal Rage, you don't have to worry about dropping it. Like, it's not a helpful, like, it's not a playmaking ultimate, you know, it's a survival ultimate. So their Mercy's dead right now, that's their only healer still, so we should just be going in. Like, as soon as we see Mercy's dead in the kill feed, we know our whole team is alive right now. We should just jump right in, 'cause we got Primal Rage, so we don't have to be afraid of dying right now. We start getting pushed away by Roadhog, so, like, that's super inconvenient, but, like, half their team is dead right now. We do elect to start trying to bully their Roadhog. I would have been looking for the Torbjorn instead, because Roadhog, you're not going to get to bully to death as Winston. It's just not going to happen. Torbjorn, however, very easy to bully to death in Primal Rage. Also, we know he doesn't have Molten Core just yet. I would be afraid of him building up Molten Core while we were doing that. As we can see, it ended up not mattering. Their Mercy stepped on a trap. How sad for her. Oh, we dodged the ultimate. We openly admit to that being luck, so better lucky than dead, but it looked really good. If you didn't say it was luck, I might have thought it was intentional. Okay, so we have captured the first point. Their Doomfist changes to Soldier in the near future. I think he changes after his next death, which is not very far from now. So, Winston gets a little bit better. This is also a better area for Winston, because, like, we can contest the high ground. Enemy team, like, is a little bit more spread out on this point generally, but Winston's still just gonna have such a hard time against, like, a Torbjorn, a Roadhog, and a Reaper, you know? So, Torbjorn's turret is dead right now, so he's only half a hero. He's over there building it in that corner, so we can leave him to that. Oh, it's just so hard, because there's, like, no good targets for us, because they're all people we're bad at killing. He dies right there. Look at that.
Yeah, both of them are down.
So, I actually thought D.Va killed all 3 of them, but no, Junkrat killed 2 of them. I should have known better. Still would have changed off Winston, because we're still really bad against this team comp. Now Reaper is Roadhog. Neither of those people. Doomfist is now Soldier, so now we do have 2 people that we can bully around, and the good thing, this actually makes it significantly better, because think about where a Soldier is generally trying to stand. Really far away, often on high ground. Mercy probably wants to sit with the Soldier because he's the only person she can realistically damage boost. So because Doomfist has changed to Soldier, we might be able to actually get an opportunity to dive on, like, the 2 people we're good at fighting, just because they might separate themselves from the rest of the team. I'd still change off of Winston, because we're still just, like, really bad against their team at large. So then Mercy is now dead, which is, of course, very cool. Our Soldier's using Tac Visor, but is not really getting much done, because Reinhardt was in the way. So, sucks to suck, basically. And now we're gonna run after this Torbjorn. There's not really any reason to, like, hesitate on continuing to chase him, because we have Primal Rage right now. This does start happening out here, but, like, I would just run down the Torbjorn and try to kill him, because here's the thing, Torbjorn's probably getting close to having Molten Core if he doesn't already have it. So, like, I would prioritize killing him above coming back to this. So now we are fighting Soldier. Did our bubble come up right at the end? We could put our bubble down, like, sooner during this, and, like, we're only fighting 1 person, but, like, it's not impossible Soldier kills you by himself. Our team comes over to help us out, so that's great, and, like, we call out that we need help. Ooh, just barely saved that person's life. When you're 1v1ing, like, a Soldier, you wanna, like, dance in and out of your bubble, because, like, Soldier in his biotic field is really inconvenient. Winston can't kill him through the biotic field, but if you put the bubble in, like, the right position where, like, it's sort of intersecting with his biotic field, you can dance in and out of it, and he, like, can't really kill you, because he's not gonna break your bubble quickly enough, and he's not gonna come in far enough to leave the biotic field, so you can, like, edge out his biotic field in the long run. It's, like, relatively irrelevant in that point, in that moment right there, but, like, you know, it's not impossible to kill a Soldier in the biotic field by yourself, as long as you have your bubble. So, their team, pretty inconvenient spawn, because now they have to try and walk across the open hangar as we are coming through the door. There are some spawns in this game where if you spawn there at the wrong time, you are fucked, and this is one of them. The other one is, like, you ever been on Gibraltar, and you spawn on you're defending the first checkpoint, you spawn just before they capture the first checkpoint, so now you have to dash across the hangar and try to not get killed. Ooh, that's terrible. Then the point immediately following that, you spawn at, like, the second checkpoint, right as they capture it. Oh, suddenly now you have to sprint across the entire open space right in front of the enemy team. Oh shit, looks like you died. The spawns in this game are, like, so fucked up a lot of the time. Just look at any 2CP map, right? So, most of their team is dead right now. We are communicating that we think Reinhardt probably has Earth Shatter at this point. Yeah, he hasn't used it in a really long time, so he probably does have it at this point. We managed to get, like, a lot of free pushing in just because, like, they got killed as they were coming out of their spawn, so that's really convenient for us. This is very scary, but we do a good job of dancing in and out of the bubble, and they don't ever actually kill us, but then we try to retreat, like, the more inconvenient way. Because, like, we're like, oh fuck, I gotta get out now, so we come through the more confined location. We can just walk backwards, like, a little bit, and go through the open hangar door instead of coming through this really confined hallway, which it gives them an opportunity to kill us when they shouldn't really have any opportunity at all. We do a really good job of dancing in and out of the bubble, and get, like, a lot of ult charge out of it as well, but then we choose the worst path to try and run away from. So we call out the Soldiers behind us, and that might actually be the only reason that Mercy survived, seeing as she was using Valkyrie, so that's cool. Torbjorn, currently using Molten Core, doesn't have a turret built, so that's cool, but he is still, like, here, you know? So, I wouldn't use Primal Rage right now, because the thinking is probably, like, push them off the payload and try to cap the point. That's not gonna happen. Like, we need to push it too far. And we're, like, full HP. I would just stay... I would not use Primal Rage and just try to, like, tase the Mercy to death first, because it's easier to tase a Mercy than it is to kill her with Primal Rage, basically. And then we can use Primal Rage when we're feeling, like, threatened, as you typically do. Junkrat over here puts himself in an unfortunate position, but manages to get away because of Concussion Mine. We don't have our bubble to stop that, which sucks because our Mercy dies. Their Mercy also dies. This is where still having Primal Rage would actually make a big impact, because our healer is dead. We almost win this fight, but we don't quite win this fight. If we had the full heal from Primal Rage right now, we might win the fight. Because, like, what eventually happens is just, like, they kill us because our healer isn't here. If we had Primal Rage, we might just capture the point right there, seeing as we could full heal off of it. And we didn't need to use it when we decided to use it, so being a little bit more frugal with our ultimate could have perhaps made the difference in that fight. It is Primal Rage, so it's, like, far from being guaranteed, but it was a better chance than we had without it. So, we've got, like, one decent push left in us right now, so this is, like, no, not quite yet. Soon. Now. Now is where, like, super greed starts to kick in. Because we decide we're gonna wait for this health kit to respawn. McCree shoots at us. He should kill us. Like, right now, he should kill us for this, because what he should just do is, like, roll to the side and shoot us again and we die. He decides to do that eventually, but he took too long to do it. We get real greedy, just like deciding that we're gonna stand on the health kit waiting for it, and we don't get punished. We should have been punished for it. We should have died for that, which would a really terrible time to die, seeing as this is our last push that we're gonna get to make, right? So, we're going in now. Torbjorn's got Molten Core again, so we're pretty fucked as soon as we get in. We get rezzed again, but, like, most of our team is dead. Like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. They've got, like, 47 ultimates. They fend us off unbelievably. When we had to advance into Molten Core and they had, like, the rest of the team's ultimates as well. We didn't capture the point, as odd as that might seem. So, maybe, if we use Primal Rage a little bit better, we actually capture the point. Who knows? Happened in a parallel dimension. We'll never know. So, now we're gonna play Reinhardt for the rest of the game. So we were going through a pretty sudden shift in heroes, because now we were ready to shift in liberally before, but now we don't want to shift in ever. It's actually on Q, which is weird. This is like a MOBA setup, I see. Alright, so we are up here with our team on the high ground, which is where you want to be standing. Don't get out of the way of the fire strike, but we at least don't let our shield take the fire strike damage, which is good. So they're on the point behind us right now. We are gonna have to get down because they have all disappeared on the left-hand side. So they're all, and they don't reappear ever. So they're just gonna, like, go through that side. We have to jump down. Like, we're blocking for that dude over there, but, like, this has been happening over here the whole time. We had to get down here sooner because, like, from the way the enemy team went, we knew they were gonna come through this doorway and just, like, get on the point. We had to be down here, like, getting our presence in place sooner. Not a good idea to shift right there, because we're kind of, like, getting bumped all around, and, like, it's very unlikely we hit Doomfist, and if we don't bump... Like, there have been quite a few times where I've started charging, and then been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit that edge, and then you just suddenly bump it at the exact wrong angle and go, boom, boom. I wouldn't do it. Like, it's so unlikely to work that it might just end up getting you killed. So, enemy team, oh god, really up in our grill right now. Not really realistic for us to block very much because of, like, the type of heroes they have. But, at this point, you gotta start blocking because you've attracted Reaper's ire, and Reaper is gonna kill you pretty fast. So, you can't block Reinhardt, but you can still block Reaper, at least until he starts pushing in through you, in which case you're gonna be sad, but, like... Maybe that happens and that'd be sad, but the alternative is just swing at Reinhardt and get shot to death by Reaper. Some chance of surviving is better than no chance of surviving. But, like, really, by the time it even gets to that point, it's probably over. Maybe if we get down off the high ground a little, we shouldn't do, like, this is not gonna work. Like, we're just gonna feed these guys more ult charge. Like, we're gonna get some ult charge off it, that's great, but, like, there's that, we shouldn't have done that. Because we just gave them more ult charge as well. Maybe if we get down sooner off the high ground and, like, put our presence on the point, maybe it goes better. Who knows, happened in a parallel dimension. But, that death at the end could have very easily been avoided. There's no reason to do that. Yeah, like, we got Earth Shatter off it, technically. Earth Shatter charges really soon anyway, so, like, wasn't necessary. So, we now get to play like it's Season 4 or prior, and we get to play Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. He has been swinging into people a lot during that previous fight, so he probably has Earth Shatter as well. Because he got to just, like, swing into that melee. Our shield's about to break. Like, we gotta, like, back out sooner. And, like, let our shield be healing up, because, like... Ugh. It feels bad, man. Like, because our shield's about to break, and he's probably got Earth Shatter, we need to just be, like, backing up so that we can start regenerating our shield for this. So we thought he was gonna Fire Strike, because he flicked his shield. He doesn't actually start the Fire Strike animation, so we end up getting baited and outsmarted, which feels really bad. Oh god, this also feels really bad. And now most of our team is dead. We try and pin this dude, it doesn't work. We were gonna die regardless. Maybe if we pin him, we at least get more ult charge, so you might as well get fucked, Widowmaker. But basically, as soon as we miss the Earth Shatter in that fight, we're pretty fucked, because at that point, we don't really have anything to stop their aggression with, so it's just pretty fucked at that point. Better shield management might have made it easier, because we did just, like, advance into them, and then we just, like, stood around in the street letting our shield break, and that's really bad also, because then it makes them really easy for him to Earth Shatter, you know. Things we've talked about 1,000 times before as Reinhardt. So, we're fucked right now. We managed to get away with it against all odds, because we also heard, because we pull into the Graviton and we hear fire in the hole. Our Junkrat manages to break it, and we managed to block the Earth Shatter as well. So, even though we were thoroughly fucked, we got away with it. Isn't it incredible? Sometimes you just get away with it. So, we know that Reinhardt's is currently at 0 ult charge, which is really cool. So, we almost have our Earth Shatter, so that's... Like, realistically, we shouldn't be too concerned about this fight, because, like, yeah, Mercy's been floating around in the sky, and that sucks and all of that, but, like, we've been getting close to Earth Shatter and all, so... They lost a lot of tempo, they don't have any ultimates right now, so... We're feeling pretty good about it, even though she's using Valkyrie, because they don't really have anything they can actually use to win the fight. So... This is, like, the moment I'm looking to Earth Shatter, because, like, this fight's still sketchy enough I'd use it. Basically, I would be looking as soon as that bubble's about to wear off on Reaper, I'm gonna Earth Shatter. Because we can get all 3 of them with it. We hesitate a little bit, but we still get 2 of them with it, and then Fire Strike, and then, Soldiers using Tac Visor as well, so we end up wiping their team. Could have used it a little bit sooner and gotten more people with it. But in the end, we still won the fight, and that's the important thing. So their Reinhardt's still at basically 0 charge. He's got, like, a little bit more than us. Probably, like, 15, 16, 17-ish %. Like, he's not super ahead of us. And that Fire Strike probably actually equaled it out, because he never actually got a chance to swing into people after using Earth Shatter, so... We're about equal with the other Reinhardt at this point. So now they also have a D.Va. Did D.Va replace their Reinhardt? He might have done. So we got... Nope, there's Reinhardt. Okay, so it's still important. So now we got the lead on him. Like, now we're ahead of him, but now he's probably equal with us again. This is important to keep in mind. There's a lot of shit happening, because their team is very, like, all over the place and hard to keep track of. Reaper's spinning, Reaper doesn't actually kill anyone, but now we've lost 2 people, and, like, we're not in a great position. So we kind of just end up getting punched to death by, Doomfist. Doomfist is pretty good against Reinhardt, just because we can't realistically ever kill him, assuming he plays correctly. But fortunately, no one really plays Reinhardt anymore, so we have no fear of ever really seeing Doomfist doing anything productive. I remember when I was going to be the best Doomfist, and then it just didn't happen. Did not happen. So, we get back out in here. That was not your Discord, that was the video. So, things are not going well, but like, we're holding on, just barely. I would have Earth Shattered a little sooner, but yet we achieved the same basic thing. So, they are still pushing over here. I don't know why I pushed back, because there's nothing actually to go back for. There is a D.Va behind us, but like, we're more concerned with the Reaper on the point, which is certainly fair enough. Doomfist is behind us being generally inconvenient. Reaper is ulting again during the same fight, which feels really bad. Doomfist also ulted again during the same fight, which is also really sad. But it's okay, Mercy's using Valkyrie. Oh no. Oh!
Oh my god, that was actually really well timed.
That was really well timed. That was actually, like, Doomfist probably, after that one, he was like, fuck you, Reinhardt. I know I would have been if I was playing Doomfist right there. So we lose the point. Even it was a very close battle, but I don't think we could have really done anything better just because, like, most of their team is, like, really makes it really hard for Reinhardt to play Reinhardt. So, probably doesn't go any better. I would probably change off Reinhardt also. Like, even though they have a Reinhardt, like, it's so difficult for us to actually, like, play Reinhardt in this game because of, like, their team comp. Because they've got Doomfist and Reaper, both of whom Reinhardt can't realistically do anything against. They also have a Junkrat who is just going to break our barrier really quickly. I would just change to someone at, like, I would change to Orisa over Reinhardt, honestly, just because at least Orisa can still sort of block Earthshatter. And she's actually better against these people than Reinhardt is, because, like, Doomfist can't actually kill Orisa because Fortify is too good against Doomfist. And while she doesn't want to fight Reaper, she can fight Reaper because you can just dance in and out of, well, not in and out of, but, like, through your barrier and, like, kill the, Reaper, assuming you have, like, decent tracking. And she's pretty good against Reinhardt, she's pretty good against D.Va. I would probably change to Orisa, just for that reason. I might also change to Roadhog, just because Roadhog's really good against Doomfist. He's probably the best tank you can pick against Reaper at this point, since Defense Matrix got nerfed. And, he's still pretty good against Reinhardt, because you can bully around Reinhardt. He's good against D.Va, because he can kill D.Va. Reinhardt, it's going to be hard to play Reinhardt against this team, and it has been hard to play Reinhardt against this team. Because, like, this keeps happening to us, basically, and, like, all this, like, people all up in our grill, you know, Reinhardt hates that. Reaper has, like, managed to do God's work and actually kill their team, including their tire, which is great news for us, because we didn't have to do anything. Yay! When we didn't have to do anything. So we've almost got Earthshatter, which is cool. Their Reinhardt probably has Earthshatter by this point. I haven't seen him use it in a while. I don't remember him using it since he last did, so he must have it by now. His shield is about to break, so, like, watch that real carefully, and then we Earthshatter him immediately as his shield breaks. Textbook, easy money. Unfortunately, we don't get the Mercy, but, like, that's as good as we probably realistically could have done. Watching his barrier, just like, crack, break, 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 shatter. Spinning over here, we've pinned the Doomfist, so that's great. Here's Reinhardt. Reinhardt got Earthshatter at this point, so we gotta be careful about that one. When I'm in this kind of position, I start, like, flicking my shield against the Reinhardt, because I suspect he's got Earthshatter. So in the middle of a chaotic fight like this, he's gonna take the first opportunity he sees to use Earthshatter. So this is where I just start, like, flicking my shield every now and then, because, like, one of them is probably going to be the one that makes him try and use it, and then, you know, you're flicking it, so it's easy to actually block it. Never ends up mattering, because, like, all this happens. We don't time the charge correctly to get Doomfist, but he's doing this 1v6, so he's dead regardless. So, we have Earthshatter again. Great. Reinhardt still has Earthshatter as well, so the next fight could be decided by who uses Earthshatter better, but, like, they're having some trouble at this point. So, also, I forgot to mention this at the time, but I did notice a point as well where, like, their Reinhardt probably had Earth Shatter, and we, like, physically turned our entire body to look behind us. We got rear view mirrors now, so we shouldn't do that. It happened, like, during the second checkpoint. I forgot to point it out at the time, but I had noticed it prior that we, like, turned our entire body around when he had probably had Earth Shatter. We got rear view mirrors. Use the rear view mirrors. I always forget about the rear view mirrors as well, but try to remember the rear view mirrors. So we got Reaper behind us right now. Their Reinhardt probably still has Earth Shatter, so like it's kind of scary to just walk off like that. Oh, there goes their Reinhardt. We get like a little bit greedy with it. We still hit everyone except Reinhardt. He is trying to get in position to use Earth Shatter right now. Like Reinhardt moving like this, he's backing up to use Earth Shatter. Put that shield up. They're, like, all dead by this point, so it's not going to matter, but that can easily matter if he hits your entire team. And, like, he was definitely getting in position to try and line it up, because there's no other reason he would back off of the payload in that position. So we are just, swinging at him, trying our best, but he's got a Mercy tethered to him, so it's really not working, and Tracer is, like, blinking around us, damaging us as well. It is hard to block a Tracer as Reinhardt, so, like... Probably the best you can do is swing at the Reinhardt, realistically, because, like, even if you try and block the Tracer, she's just gonna kill you and the Reinhardt's gonna start swinging at you, so you might as well make sure the Reinhardt feels too pressured to actually try and do damage himself. So, in the end, it doesn't matter. In the end, we end up winning the game anyway. Ooh, it was a... Oh, God, it's been fucking nearly 35 minutes. Jesus Christ. Ooh, what a... Wasn't even really that long. I mean, it was a 21-minute video, so that's like 18 minutes of gameplay. You know. Yes, here comes a high-skill Torbjorn play. Ooh. Ooh, incredible. Ooh. Oh, damn. Why, I think he saw one person that he killed. Good heavens. Damn, that's a lot of objective time. That's a lot of healing done as well. She was the only healer for most of the game, though, so that's gonna kind of be what happens as well. Their Reaper deserved it, honestly. Like, their Reaper played pretty well, right? Like, Reaper was easily the best player on their team. He deserved it, but didn't win. Sad for Reaper. Sad for Reaper. So, the biggest thing in this game that stands out is kind of just, like, be more, well, I don't want to say, like, more willing, be more, prepared to change, I suppose, because, like, Winston was really bad against their team comp for that entire round, and Reinhardt, you know, okay, maybe you start as Reinhardt, fair enough, and then, like, we end up in a position where we've got Earth Shatter, so we kind of want to use that before we switch. But, like, you want to change off of Reinhardt during that round at your earliest convenience as well, because, like, yeah, they have a Reinhardt, so, like, conventional wisdom is you also want a Reinhardt, but the rest of their team makes it so difficult to play Reinhardt that I still think it's more justified to just change to something else. I would have changed to Orisa or Roadhog out of the ones available, but, like, I think most, with the exception of Winston, most other tanks would have been better to pick during that round as well. During first round, Winston was, like, really bad against their team. Even when they picked the soldier, it was still pretty bad against most of their team, which is generally the sign you should probably change. That was, like, the thing that stood out the most to me. I didn't really notice, like, a really big thing with, like, target prioritization, as you kind of alluded to in the game, but also that one was attached to three videos. So, we'll see when we come back to that one. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.